holiday season, and it's time for the good news, the bad news, and the other shit.
Oh, here we go.
You know what?
That's not good.
And I wouldn't got that music. I don't know if I got that, if I had to pay. I think I got that free. Some of them you pay for, some you get for free.
What about the sound effects you used? Did you get that too?
No, those were all mine.
Well, here we go. I want to see how long this was going to last. As soon as you say I forgot. I keep forgetting what I forgot. PMC goes, that's a good response to a woman. You guys need help.
We have the same problem. Obviously, PMC and I and Mac, we are brothers. We're brothers from another reality.
Okay, Mario, back in the early 90s, I said, this world needs an enema. No.
That's true. I remember that's a famous Victor Allen quotation, by the way. This world needs an enema.
Before the Prince movie with Jack Nicholson, I was going, this world needs an enema. Come on, y'all. Y'all don't need an enema yet. Give me one more try. Be proactive. Send some pics.
We are.
Stop hating on the women.
You know what it is? Is that Christmas sometimes has a way of stressing out some of the brothers.
How long you going to be stressed?
Till February.
See, this is wrong.
Is that the truth? Because you still got Valentine's Day. See, I don't have a woman right now.
So you can get one
I'm
tomorrow.
Alone, so I get to spend more in the house.
Oh, yeah, try to convince everybody.
I have no woman.
What are the responses that he's getting on his Facebook when all our guests is here? Try to convince them that you have a hard time getting a woman.
No, I didn't have a hard time getting a woman. I said I have no woman.
So you don't want.
In fact, I have to remind some of my old girlfriends when we go out. I have to remind them, I'm not your man. I'm not your man.
Are your girlfriends old?
I'm just the person buying you dinner tonight.
I thought your women were more cougarish, maybe. You call them old.
I'm just saying my old girlfriends, the ones in my life, they go and some of them have married and divorced and are back out there again because, they tend to recycle.
You're not. You see what happens?
Y'all do recycle.
See?
Y'all do.
See?
Y'all. And I have stayed true being single all these years. So.
And you're proud.
Ultimately, they come back and say, hi, Mario, I've divorced so-and-so. Can you buy me dinner? No. Something like that.
Okay.
Anyway, but as part of this, well, Vic, it's important to reflect on dating because dating in the holidays is part of this whole new segment. It kind of is, you guys, because this whole thing of dealing with the holidays and what it does to the poor people's pocketbooks. All of us out there, women and men, mothers and fathers, but people trying to deal. So first of all, let's deal with this first issue.
Okay.
About what is wrong. Do we have the wrong attitude, Vic? Is there too much consumerism at Christmas?
Maria Finoshna reporting there. Well, Black Friday, the biggest day of discount shopping in the U.S., may be over. But sales are continuing in the run-up to the Christmas holidays. So our own resident in the Big Apple, Lori Harfinis, went to ask people in New York why we are obsessed with buying stuff.
There's no doubt we live in a consumerist world. Are you sick of it? This week, let's talk about that.
It's Christmas time, so I think it's normal. To buy something now.
Why is it normal to buy so much more stuff? Just because it's Jesus' birthday?
Good question.
There's no Thanksgiving, it's Black Friday, so I think that's sort of a real cultural shift.
Yeah, what does it say about us as a culture that when we're so obsessed with buying stuff?
That we need to get a life.
I think it's because the human nature has a longing for something, and they've decided to fill it with things instead of a spiritual focus.
Do those things get in the way of our spiritual quest?
I absolutely believe so, because I think distraction is one of the keys to getting humanity off focus.
It isn't important anymore. So you have it, and you feel good, and then you are looking for something else.
Yeah, and then you feel bad because you bought something that you didn't need.
Yeah.
This has happened way before you were born. That's how it is.
Well, yeah.
In historic times, when the initial money was made, it was made to change hands. Just the volume was changed. But the fact of the matter is that buying, trading, making, selling is the way you make a living.
So were prehistoric caves covered in neon lights with logos plastered all around as they are right now around us?
If the technology was available, you bet you it would be.
I believe in recycling. I believe in, not consumerism, but go to your local Salvation Army, exchange.
There's a point.
What does it say about our culture that we are so disposable?
That we are exactly that, and that we're looking at life in a really shallow way.
How do you think history is going to remember this time and age? Is consumerism going to be a part of that?
Yes, and look at it, it's very wasteful because I live in France, and my family are very careful with their money, my family-in-law, and they think twice about buying stuff. So when I listen to them, it does make me more careful. But I'm afraid I'm consumed with the buying.
You're caught up in the times.
Caught up in the times, yeah.
Whether or not you're sick of the pressure of our consumerist culture, the bottom line is when it comes to buying stuff you don't need, maybe it's best to just say no.
So first of all, don't use credit. Don't use credit. I don't know about, that's been one of my latest adjustments. I have really gotten out of the habit of using credit. Yep. I use debit more, way more. Yep. I keep credit cards, but I pay them off right away.
Right.
But I just don't use credit. I try to. You know what it does too? It makes you look at the purchase differently when you have to get the money out.
Yes, it sure does. That card
you won't do it.
The card is pretty. Yeah. It doesn't show you minus your account. It just says, "Look at me. Stick me in that little slot. Swipe me. I'll be good to you." And it's talking to you. So I agree. Man.
Yeah, because we all have our things. I like online shopping, and I like technology. And I buy stuff sometimes that I don't get to use. I bought the updated software that Mac is using, the iClone and all that.
Right.
A year. It's been Mac is 2 years now, right?
Yeah.
And barely did anything because I was so busy with the other stuff. So I'm like, meanwhile, back at the ranch.
See,
anyway, the point being, try not to spend things. Look at the areas where you do spend, because it's important now to change our habits. Now, let's get to this whole issue of holiday, love, and finance, because let's face it, relationships can be a stressful issue when it gets to the holidays.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
It can be totally stressful. So one of the articles that came out on none less than Match.com was on the etiquette of holiday love. When people were writing in and asking questions, one of the main questions, Vic, was how do you handle holiday gifts when you just started dating someone? You just started...
Easy.
What?
You know what? I think asking that question, I think it's difficult for everybody else, but I don't think it's difficult for the person. There are people, and I'm going to say this, and most people will relate with this. There are some people who are just enjoy the gift of giving. So they don't look at any conditions of time. They'll do it and say, I'm not expecting anything in return. Now, everybody else, then you mull over that question and you live or die with it. I've been that person who says, look, I'm doing this because I think you good people, and I move forward.
You don't feel pressure.
No, not at all.
So if you meet a girl, now we used to say when I was young, back in my Mac Daddy days.
Mac Daddy?
We would say you don't get a girlfriend. Remember we talked about that yesterday, Vic? No new girlfriends between Thanksgiving and the Super Bowl.
That's because we didn't have a real girlfriend. Because that's why we were process.
We didn't want to buy no gifts. You would not go come see. We were so cheap. And some folks said no new girlfriends after Halloween.
Yeah.
Between Halloween...
Then I became a
Halloween,
new man.
We were just dating you. You were not our girlfriend.
See, he know what Mar's doing.
I'm just saying, because people wanted stuff.
He's trying to point out the negative stuff.
I'm just saying people would want gifts, you know it.
Well, let me
and so you would just say you have to remind some of them.
Put a positive light on this story.
I tell people, I'm not your man.
See?
I'm not your man.
So you can't find a reason.
Just someone that's taking you out to dinner.
Is gift giving a problem? Watch this, you guys. And I know him. Gift giving is not a problem with you, is it?
No, I like giving gifts.
That's what I'm saying.
Except to certain people. The famous ones. They have an incredible sense of privilege.
I bet you any money, Mario will give an extra gift to Siri.
Extra, I do. I love, especially people who are, not the types that demand it.
Right.
And who are broke. Yeah, I like to be good to, but what irritates me is I've dated women, drive a better car than me. Right. I live the same damn neighborhood.
Right.
House, yard, looking better than mine.
Right.
Okay. And then they don't pay for shit. They don't want to pay. You have, and I'm like, what? Ain't you got, I look at you drove up here in a Benz. You live round the corner. Your yard look better than mine. Why can't you pay sometime?
Let me help Mario out.
They look at me like I'm crazy.
Let me help him out.
See, at least you know that I'm the one. I tell him.
Look.
I don't care. Let's take your car.
See, now, isn't this...
I'm just raising a holiday issue.
Watch this. Now, watch. He's got to give the success story. See, he never gives a success story.
And then...
But let me give you this one. It's all in our choices. So maybe we have to go to that moment.
I should remind them of the wonderful Christmases I've had with other folks.
See, you don't want to...
But you know what? If you remember them pissed off Christmases.
See, I told you. See?
I have had wonderful Christmases. See, Vic, is true. Why am I focusing on the negative?
We got women that's watching the show.
Because I'm still pissed off over there.
How are we going to get women to watch the show?
I have, you know what? I'm one of them cats. I've done wonderful Christmases and planning and gifts.
But you only put on morning coffee the dead weight. Look at him. He's sending a message out to them.
He is, and I have trouble even. In fact, Victor's right. I've had way more nice Christmas than I've had bad ones. But see, men, how we get jaded? We're jaded. See, Mac probably too, PMC too. We probably all had better ones than we had bad ones, but we still kind of got a little attitude. We got a little edge.
Hey, everybody knows
this. So a lot of the men out there have edge around the holidays.
Everybody knows this. Even the women know. They say once the technology come in, the women go out.
All right, let me ask you some of these other Christmas questions. The person I started dating last month has invited me to share Christmas dinner with his family. I'd like to go because I enjoy his company, but I don't know if this will send a serious relationship message to him.
I already got it.
What do you think about that?
She's got insecure issues right now.
Well, if someone you just started dating asked you to spend Christmas with their family, I take that as a positive.
I do too. That's why I'm seeing my whole thing.
Especially if I'm getting laid. Now, if I'm not getting laid, I still take it as a positive because that means I'm probably going to get laid.
Mario, I got one. All right. Okay, what's more important? That's a great question about
you're going to get laid when the girl takes you home to meet her family.
Let me ask you,
if you ain't got it, you about to get it.
Is it true that she already feels the way she does?
Yes.
So is it better for her to already exact her feelings and say, this is what I want to do? Or is it more important to worry about how the person is going to respond?
It's more important to suffer in silence. As a man, I've been encouraging women that I know to reactivate the old tradition of suffering in silence.
See, this is my point.
I've been telling my women friends to learn to do this.
See? Now, that young lady's
They used to be able to do that so well.
That lady's watching this show, and you have not helped her.
I told her to go,
Okay, this is your suggestion. Okay, come on.
Man, okay, so there you go.
That's a great answer.
How about this one, Vic?
All right.
New Year's Eve is fast approaching, and my new boyfriend hasn't asked me out for that night yet.
What month is it?
Would it be out of line for me to ask him out for New Year's Eve? These are like from yesterday.
Already, I'm saying this right now because I'm going through this with a couple of friends where they're talking to me about it.
They asking you if it's okay to ask?
No, when they're putting the positions up where I say, you know this, Mario. Is it not true that when you decide who you're going to spend the time with, no matter how far forward, it's not about how you may feel when that time comes. It's how you feel right now, right?
Right. And the women I know usually try to tell me what I'm doing.
Thank you.
I don't know about you, man, but don't the women in your life tell you what you're doing on New Year's?